Record. That's a good idea, isn't it? Share screen. Okay. Move up. Yasmin's PC's just gone off. She'll be back on in a second. She don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Blame the snow, Andy. Blame it for everything.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you say, 2018 Stronger Together. So, upcoming events, Summer Showcase and the Christmas Showcase. Is Damiana not coming back on then?
Well, I thought she was, but let me just message her.
Yeah, nothing like a good message.
Massage.
I'm inspector of the law. You've got a massage for you. Roger's on officiating at table tennis tonight. We've got 10 Steps workshops. Bristol, 15th of April, 10th of June, 12th of August. Barnsley, 25th February is just gone. And the 22nd of April. Because March is the big one. Okay. So when people join this business, they've joined for their own particular reasons. And these are their goals. Unfortunately, between you and getting to your goals, you'll come across a lot of obstacles. And some of them could be really friendly things, such as your friends. Oh, you don't want to do that. I know somebody once who did that. Think about this. Have you everybody passed their driving test first time? Or maybe you had maybe you had David Beasley teaching you and you had no chance.
My kids all passed first time, and I taught them. I didn't teach myself, so yeah.
But there's I'm in Padam, by the way. Have you been in touch with Padam? I've been trying to.
Yeah, I tried today. I've left him a message. I couldn't get hold of him, so I left him a text.
All right, but the thing is, people failed their driving tests rather. It doesn't mean driving tests don't work. It just means that person has to do more training to pass the test. Then there's pessimists. Oh, that will never work. There's relatives. Yeah. Then there's your own guilt. Oh, I'm spending a bit too much time with this. I need to spend more time with my kids. There's fear. What if I am successful? Then it's society in general. Okay. Society, there's a lot of negative vibes about MLM. It was even on the radio the other day that Mumsnet won't allow any more adverts from MLM. But there you go. Because they don't understand it. So there's lots of things to overcome. So, one thing to be successful in this business is you must be coachable. And you always take advice from those who are the most successful. What you don't want to be doing is reinventing the wheel. All you're going to do is waste valuable time. We have a perfectly run system now, and it works if you follow it. The idea is to duplicate, don't innovate. Yes, you might come up with a new idea. Pass it, though, by somebody else to find out whether it works or has been tried before. But become a good student of our system. So there's 3 ways in which people can earn. You can earn through retail. They can earn as a team leader. That's somebody building a team to gold. Or they can be a business builder where they're helping people to become gold. And that's where I believe most people should be focused. However, everybody isn't. But one thing is, they are completely committed and focused. You don't build a big income overnight. It just takes a little bit of time. So, talk about catalogue retailing tonight in a lot of terms. Is it worth it? Well, This is a guy called Jonathan Becks who shared with us his retail. He collected 382 books. Now, only 143 people ordered. Okay, so that's, even with a customer base, it's only getting 1 in 3 ordering. Okay, but he's getting totals of £2,689 worth of orders of 143 books. That's £704 a book, but the average order is £18. His total time taken for dropping out 382 books, picking them back up again, and then delivering the orders was £875. That's £38.89 per hour. Now, if somebody joined at the moment with a kit for 75 quid, it wouldn't take them long to recoup that money, would it? So the first thing you need to do when you're doing cataloguing is to plan. Plan where you're going to go, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it. Might sound a bit daft, but bear with me. We recommend that if somebody's doing blanket dropping, they do a minimum of 400 catalogues a week. And that could be 4 drops of 100, 3 drops of 150, or 2 drops of 200. Personal presentation is slightly different. That's a minimum of getting 100 books out a week in personal presentation. So the first thing we need to do is to get a map of your local area. And then what we do is we blanket drop. And that means putting a catalogue through every letterbox we come to, with 3 exceptions. What do I mean by that? Exceptions. Houses that are empty, please don't give them a catalogue. It'll be a total waste of time. Secondly, you don't want to give them to, if you know it to be a student house. No detrimental meant to a student, but the trouble is that it goes to a letterbox, it's not addressed to anybody, nobody will take ownership of it, and you'll lose it. And third one is where a house has been turned into flats. If the house has been turned into flats and there's only 1 letterbox, once again, there's no address to anybody, everybody will ignore it. Nobody will take ownership. The only way around flat situation is to press the doorbells and actually present them. There is a website called hopewiser.com. If you go on that website and type in a road name, it will tell you how many houses are on that particular road. What we don't want to do is prejudge. We don't want to get flititis, and we want to ignore the agents. What do I mean by that? We don't know who's going to order, so we give everybody the opportunity. We don't flitter around the place. In other words, we don't do 50 books over there and 50 books over there. We work through the area in a organised manner, and we ignore what other agents are doing, because most other agents have got distributor bases. So let's say, for instance, somebody joins us, and 4 weekly cycle week 1, they're going to put out 400 books, and the red circles here are those 400 books that put out. In week 2, okay, they're basically now working in the green area. And the green area, they're putting books out there, but they're delivering to the red area. And also picking up stragglers from the red area. Week 3, they're into the yellow area. And 4th, we're into the turquoise. So, and then you go round again. And you'll drop off all the people who said they didn't want a catalogue, or you didn't get it back from them. You don't give them another book. You put a little note through that says, I've dropped you a book last month. I'm not unable to get it back. Please, would you, if you've been on holiday, would you leave it outside and not pick it up from outside your door? We don't give them another catalogue so they can not give you that back as well. And you keep doing that, obviously expanding out a little bit more to make sure you still put the same sort of number of books out. And you keep doing that for about 6 months. And the important thing with retailing is to respect property. In other words, when you go into a person's house or person's garden, make sure you shut the gate, you don't walk across the lawn, you show respect to the customer. Maybe somebody might not be in, but the person across the road can see what you're doing. Important to also be reliable. If you say you're going to pick up the book the following day, you need to pick up the book the other following day. Because if you don't, guess what? They're going to say, well, maybe they're not going to be very reliable if I order stuff. Maybe they're not going to be very reliable if I have problems with any products. Okay, you need to call back when you say you will. Your word, your integrity is the only thing that you can guarantee. And we use what we call callback slips. The first time that we go to a house, it's not outside. We do not knock on the door. We'll put a little slip through the door that says, "Hi, you're out when we called. Please, would you leave the book outside for us?" And they may well have been in. But what we don't want to do is have this scenario. Knock, knock, knock. Hi, who is it? It's Andy from Cleaners here. Just come to collect your catalogue. All right, well, I've not looked through it yet. Oh, it's not a problem. I'll call back again tomorrow. Oh, it's all right. I'll order next time. And what you've just done is maybe lost yourself an order. Whereas if you just put a note through, they'll see the notes. Oh, it's coming back tomorrow. I better place that order. Okay. And then on a second time of picking up, we knock on the door. Your job is to give the best service around. So, our plastic bags. When you give somebody a catalogue, this should feel nice. If this feels clammy and horrible, they're not even going to open it. All right? So it's important that you renew those bags. Make sure your brochures are labelled, especially when you have quite a few catalogues in here, because at the moment there's personalised gifts, there's collections. If they take one out because there's something they wanted, and they forget to put it back in the pack, and you haven't labelled it, well, they can't contact you if they don't have your number to be able to reorder. Okay, so but if you leave your number on everything, then they can always contact you. And what might happen is they might contact the company and somebody other than you will get the order. Now, you can change the look of your book. For instance, specialogues or even the main catalogue. You can decide, oh, it's nice weather now. For instance, myself and Sean, we're going to get an allotment just to give us a bit more fitness. But people are going to get back on the gardens. So how about promoting some of the garden stuff? Okay. And we just open the book up at that page and then put that book on the front cover. You can change the look of your catalogues. I think that's a great thing. 12 quid. I might get on myself. Okay. Make sure you have your name and number at the top. Our name and number is always at the top. Okay. Why? It stops anybody else stealing my catalogues and taking the orders. And make sure you display your tickets at the front. Okay, so I say, please do not throw the book away. This is our online shop. Please let these out for collection Monday. When we go to our customer bases, we drop out on a Friday and we pick up on a Monday. When we first start, you only leave them for one day, tomorrow. Because when they're finished, you can put them back out again without changing the slips. You don't want to leave them for 2 or 3 days for somebody who's not going to be interested. It's quite important, that is. And the whole idea is to try and plan your time to pick up and drop on the same day. So you go to a house, it's not been looked at, it says tomorrow on it. When you've finished picking all your books up, you can just put them back out again. Because books in your own home earn you nothing. Make sure you set all your books up in the same way. So you can tell instantly whether somebody's opened up the bag. And if they have, make sure you check the orders for addresses. Nothing worse than getting home and finding an order for 50 quid and there's no address on it. Make sure you replace dog-eared and torn catalogues. What you don't want to do is give them substandard stuff because they'll just think you don't care. But remember that catalogues don't sell anything if they're sat in your own home. Now you can get personalised slips at cleaneasyprinting.co.uk. The Eagle Group is under group login, but you may have to register as a customer first to get your login to be able to go into the Eagle Group under the group login. So what we're going to do, we're going to build a customer base. We're going to work a full weekly cycle, and we're going to record all our customers using what we call a wet book. So recording of where the catalogues are There's loads of different styles of wet books. This is the one you get from the company, he says. That one there. But there's other different ones as well. Now, I just say to people, aim for 1,000. If you have 1,000 customers ordering from you, if only 1 in 10 order, and the average order is £10, that's £1,000 worth of orders a month, guaranteed. However, if you do it right, you'll get a lot more than we tend to find that 1 in 4, 1 in 5, at least 1 in 4 will order every month. So therefore, you get 2.5 grand's worth of orders every month. Your job, and you might find this difficult, some of you, is to be reliable and friendly and create a good reputation. And make sure customers know your name. You're not Clean Easy. You're not Kleenex. You're Kez, you're Adam, you're David. And your job is to become customer based within 6 months. And what we then do is blanket drop again in 6 months' time. Generally, we get a load of the Christmas catalogue and just blanket drop the area with the Christmas catalogue. Cheapest way of doing it. And then we can expose them to the other catalogues afterwards. So, it takes 6 months. 1 in 10 people with order, as I said, as a minimum. Average order is £10 whilst blanket dropping. All right. So, initially, you're doing £1,600 by dropping out 1,600 books. Now you're only dropping out 400 books and getting the same amount of orders. So the amount of effort you put in massively reduces. You start to earn a lot more per hour. You spend a lot less time retailing. Like says we now, with our customer base, we drop out on a Friday and pick up on a Monday. We hardly have any outstanding books. I think this Monday we went out, we had 9 books left over or 10 books left over, and we had to collect them, and we collected all of them bar 1 on the following day. It's a sense of achievement when you go to a customer base, and it provides a nice learner. Also, it validates everything your sponsor told you to do when they started. And what did he tell you to do? He told you to ignore other agents, because once you've got a customer base, you will. You'll concentrate on the activity, not the results, because you know that all the people that you're giving a book to are liable to order. You will go back to the stragglers, because you know now that every single one is potentially an orderer, because you're only dealing with people who have ordered. You won't reinvent the wheel. You will be persistent, and you won't listen to negative people. So if that's going to be the circumstances 6 months from now, take that on board now and do it. Because if you don't look after your customers, somebody else will. Marks and Spencer's didn't look after their customers. People bought from Marks and Spencer's because they only bought British or sold British. As soon as they went abroad, they lost their differentiation. And suddenly you could buy the same stuff or similar stuff from Tesco's, from Primark, you name it, a lot cheaper. You need to have stickability with the catalogues. You're going to get good and bad pickups. You're going to bump into other distributors. You're going to lose a few catalogues. It's the UK. You say, in a one day it can snow, it can rain, it can shine. You just have to get on with it. And longevity pays dividends. You need to learn to be professional if you want to earn a professional's income. So, the one thing you can do is plan your own pay. How much do you want to earn? Once you know how much you want to earn, you can work out how much you need to retail. Once you know how much you need to retail, you can work out how many catalogues you need to place. We use this little scenario. This is what we call a ready reckoner. And on here, it says if you did want to earn £269, you need £1,000 worth of orders in a 4-week period. We broke that down to £250 a week. So how many catalogues would you need to put out to get £250 worth of orders a week? The answer is as many as it takes, all right, until you get a customer base where it will pay you a lot more. And we track this by using a personal retail plan. And we put out how many catalogues we put out, how many we collected in, what our retail is, what our online retail is, and our total retail. Now, you're going to come across a few challenges, and we're called downsides. The first one is what we call the clean easy flop. And all that is you walk to the front door, you put the catalogue through a letterbox, turn around, walk down the drive, and behind you with the door open, and as they drop it back on the front. Now, you have two options. You're going to leave that catalogue there till tomorrow anyway. So you could do that, or you could go back and say, well, you obviously don't want it, I'll take it with me. A lady gave us a story once that she went to a front door, did exactly that, got to the end of the driveway, saw that the young man, or the husband, brought the catalogue to the front door, put it down outside, and she thought, oh, I'm not going back up for it now, I'll collect it tomorrow. She went back the following day, and there was a £30 order in it. Now, obviously, that didn't happen in the time she dropped the catalogue through. So all we can assume is, and she can assume is, that somebody else came home, maybe the wife, maybe one of the children, took the catalogue back inside, somebody placed an order and dropped it back outside again. But if she'd have collected that book, she wouldn't have had that order. So it's up to you. You're going to bump into other distributors. Don't worry about other distributors. We've often been to a road where somebody says, you won't get any orders down here where somebody else covers this area. I've gone next door and I've got a £30 order. Because they don't realise the way we operate is we build a customer base. So somebody else might be in the area, but they may only be working at one or two houses in a particular road. You'll bump into Victor Meldrew. Now, Victor Meldrew is a horrible man. I don't want this rubbish, blah, 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 blah. Don't get upset. Just say, thank you very much, sir. The actual fact, you've done me a really good favour because I was one short on this road and this has helped me out. Have a lovely day and walk off. But make sure you note not to give them a catalogue again next month. Wet books. These bags are fantastic because they have a little seal slip along the top, okay, and they keep them out, okay, which is great. But unfortunately, it also keeps people like me with less than brilliant dexterity out as well. We don't have the dexterity necessary to open up the books. So what I recommend you do is seal it 3/4 of the way across. All right, so it'll keep the water out. However, if you seal it fully, there's another downside. During hot weather, when this is laid on the doorstep, this becomes a greenhouse. And because it becomes a greenhouse, condensation starts to build up inside and it ends up getting damp anyway. So always leave a little gap. We've had people cut the tops off these and leave them in a carrier bag or something on the doorstep for us. Wet distributor. It is the UK, you're going to get wet. Rain can only get skin deep. Once you get skin deep, you can't go any deeper, so don't worry about it. Bin books. Okay, you go to a front door and somebody says to you, oh, I've thrown it in the bin. 9 times out of 10, if they say they've thrown it in the bin, they haven't, they're liars. What they mean is, you've just disturbed me. I was watching TV. I was watching EastEnders or something like that. And I can't be bothered to go and look for it. Someone can tell you something that will make you go away. The reason I know they're liars is I've been to a front door, knocked on the door, and they said to me, oh, thrown it in the bin. And I actually can see behind them on the stairs my catalogue. I thought, you know, I can see it just there. So all I turn around to people and say, thanks for telling me that. Could I ask you a favour in the future? If you get one of our catalogues, would you please just leave it outside if you don't want it? Because we get charged for our catalogues. It would really help me out. And so, oh, sorry, I don't. I mean, generally, they say, oh, sorry, I didn't realise that. Occasionally, you'll get somebody say, oh, we should have bloody given me one anyway. Yeah, and you'll lose it. But every now and again, you get the person who says they're throwing it in the bin. You say to them, if you do me a favour in the future, I say, oh, I didn't realise that. I'll go and have a look for it. I don't want a catalogue now. I used to be a right bugger when we were building a customer base because I'd go to the front door and somebody give me a book back, so I don't want a catalogue. And I used to have a row with them. Why don't you want a catalogue? Right? You don't know what's in here. Now, I don't do that anymore because it's pointless. So what happens is you go to the front door and it's usually Now, in our household, this is how our household works. We've got cupboards in the kitchen, and we have magic cupboard fairies. And what happens is, I go downstairs, and the cupboards are full of food and stuff like that. And over a period of a week, 2 weeks, they start to empty. Then one day I'll go back downstairs again, and the magic cupboard fairies have been, and they've refilled all the cupboards. Okay? And that's what happens in most households. Or it might be the wife. I'm not sure. Anyway, in most households, it's the ladies that order. So if a man says, I don't want this, I'll say, thanks very much, but next month I can still give them a catalogue. Okay? Because if the woman says to me, we don't order, then I would not give them a catalogue. Dog's dinner. You put it through the letterbox and you hear it become a dog's dinner. Okay? Dogs got hold of it. Nothing you can do about that. Just make a note there's a dog there. However, you will get the book back when it looks like it's dog's dinner. And that could be other leaflets in there, Avon catalogues, dog ends, that type of thing. Not the end of a dog, but, you know. Other stuff. I mean, the worst we ever got was I got a fried egg in one of mine. They obviously felt I was undernourished. So check that out. Now, when you deliver the product, deliver promptly. When you're organised, you can actually tell your customers when you're going to deliver, when you pick the books up. So when we pick the books up, we have a little slip that goes through. It's a different one to this one now, because we now deliver on a Saturday. It says, thank you for your order. One, it's confirming, one, I've got your order. Two, it tells them when I'm going to deliver. And it says, I'll be delivering on Thursday evening, Friday, whatever. Stop permitting, important. If this is not convenient, please ring us. And guess what? People will ring us if it's not convenient. Now, when we deliver the products, these types of products, okay, people are going to use these up and they're going to want some more. But we don't know when they're going to want some more. All right? They're going to want some more when they actually run out. So what you can do is to put your label on the product, the ones that you put in your catalogue. So the moment they get it out of the cupboard and realise, oh, it's empty, I need some more, your number's there, they'll ring you and place an order for some more. Always a good idea. So put your stickers on consumables. When you go to the front door, knock, smile and be patient. Who is it? It's clean, easy. Be with you in a minute. 14 locks on the door. Okay. Make sure you have change ready. When we deliver, we have a bag full of pound coins, a couple of £5 notes, and a £10 note. So if it's 14 quid, I give Sharon £6 change. She delivers it. If it's £9, I give her a pound and a £10 note in case I've got 20. So it's all organised. You can accept credit cards and debit cards at the front door. We simply ring that number. Obviously, you can only do this when the service centre is open. You should have your mobile phone with you so you can receive a confirmation text that payment's been accepted. Now, it's all changed. I meant to take this on earlier on. You can't charge a credit card default payment anymore. So it's all right. Now, your trading account is a privilege, not a right. We have a 14-day account, and after 14 days, the goods should either be paid for or returned. What we do is somebody doesn't have the items that we want. All we do is we put it back on a credit note. Make sure you're keeping credit and paying on time to clear your account. You do not want to go on stop. If you go on stop, you will not be allowed to have a credit increase for at least 3 to 4 months. Don't take chances, because at the end of the period, and Adam will know this, and I know this, you go to the place your order at the end of the month, there's not enough credit on your account, and you end up missing a bonus. Okay, they allow you to trade with their money to give you that positive cash flow, but you need to keep in credit and retail regularly to warrant a credit increase, and you can apply after 4 weeks. Now, for your first 60 days, any orders over 150 quid are delivered free. However, at the moment for new distributors, it's £100. After 60 days, all orders over £250 are free delivery. It's currently £150. Under £250 is £5 alpha. And I meant to change this earlier. Drop shipping now is £3.95. There is no over 50. free. I should have changed that. Oh, Paul, I'll make a note of that. Delivery charges. Okay, welcome rewards. During your first 30 days, you can hit welcome rewards and get free catalogues or dropship. All this information is on the website. What you want to do in your first 30 days is get £600 worth of orders, or get to £1,200 worth of orders as quickly as possible, and you'll get 5 welcome rewards, which can be catalogues, dropship credits. So you're not going to be worried about losing a few catalogues. So I'm going to quickly talk you through why you should maybe build a team. It's called leveraging. I've only got 3 minutes 55, so I will be whipping through this quite quickly, but you can rewatch the video over and over. Okay, just over broke, J-O-B, job. Okay. Oh no, it's good. This ain't going to work. Okay. I didn't realise that. Okay. There's you. You introduce 2 people who introduce 2 people who introduce 2 people, and over 6 levels, you end up with 126 people. However, if, I didn't realise this would happen, you introduce 3 people who did the same, 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, you'd end up with 1,092 people. There seems to be a big difference in numbers, but there isn't. The difference is 1. You introduced 1 more person, and each person in your team introduced 1 more person. Whereas it multiplies down the levels, it makes a major difference. Now, there's 50 working weeks in a year. If you work for 40 hours a week, times 50, you'd work for 2,000 hours a year. And that's what people would benefit from a job. So they're being paid £10 an hour, they get 20 grand a year. No, I didn't realise this was all set like this. Okay, after 5 years, and they had 1,000 people, and they each only put in 2 hours work, you'd benefit from 2,000 hours per day. That's a year's productivity happening each day. And you would turn over £2 million per annum if they sold £1,000 in 6 months. We're talking about £1,000 in 6 months. We've got people in our business doing £1,000 a week. It's not easy, it's hard work, and it's education. 1 minute 57, okay. So I'm going to use this scenario, and I'm going to run through this really quickly, hopefully. You do £1,000 worth of orders. You do £1,000. Average time, when organised, 10 to 15 hours, you earn 275 quid. All we then do is teach 10 people how to do the same. So there's you and 10 people. Turnover 11 grand. Each distributor's on a 10% bonus. You as team leader on 24. You get paid the difference, which is 14%. What does that mean to you? Between 1,000 and 1,400 quid a month for doing the same work as you were doing on your own. Just simply help one of your team to do the same. There they are, £7,000 turnover on the 21% bonus. Okay, you've been on 24%, get 3% of that 7,000. You did get 14%, but it's a smaller percentage for a bigger pot. So they win, you win. Eventually, they build their team up to the same level as you, and 24 less 24 means you get 0. That's not fair. So the company gives you a pay rise. When they were on 21, you got 3%. Now you get 4%. 4% of their business for the rest of your life. Now, if this cuts off, I apologise. I will be uploading it to the website later on. Help somebody else do the same. So you've got 2 teams. You're now earning £2,000 a month before you get out of bed. For every business you build, you'll earn yourself about £1,000 a month. 3 businesses, 3 grand, 4 businesses, 4 grand, 5 businesses, 5 grand. That's 60 grand a year. Plus foreign trips, cash incentives,